Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Creatives of Windsor Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Sherdown, and today I'm sitting down with Justin Zuccato from the local band, the Indiana Drones.
How you doing, man?
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, doing well. Nice and sunny day today.
Finally.
Feeling good.
Is it? I feel like in the sun, I just like every little decision I make is easier. My outlook throughout the day is just completely immediately innately better if it's like a nice day outside.
Yeah, feeling a little happier. But you know what though? I feel like my creativity starts to dwindle throughout the summer, and I like when it starts to get cold again for a little bit.
Okay, so you get too used to the same.
Yeah.
You get tired of the same, and then it's like rearranging your room.
It's like too happy. Exactly. It's like rearranging your room. And it's like too, I don't know, I feel like you can't be super happy and make good work all the time. You know?
That's fair. I think I am most creative when I am happy. I'll say that. I think that I hear that a lot. Like you kind of have to be like miserable or like brooding or something to like make art or
write a good song.
Yeah. I go in and out of that sometimes because sometimes I feel so energized and just like excited by, a little victory or like a little bit of joy that I get, and like something like as nice as something as simple as a beautiful day, is inspiring too, you know, as much as like the hurt or whatever you want to call it.
That's good to hear because I feel like a lot of musicians, they write all their best stuff when something bad has happened or something,
Yeah. And just for my own personal, all I have to, because here's the thing. I'm about to like say things that I've heard in interviews before. Yeah. Like I do that a lot where I'll pick something up and I'll hear someone that I admire say a line and then I regurgitate. But going from my own personal experience, I'm always functioning best when I'm like happier.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a push to be happy. Mm-hmm. I was listening. I'm a big fan of John Mayer, and I was listening to him on Rick Rubin's podcast, and he said he wrote some of his best songs after heartbreak or really terrible things happened, but he would throw all those songs away to not have went through that. Like the song isn't worth it to him, even though they're some of the most famous songs of the last 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting to hear. Mm-hmm. Like to have that kind of like, okay, that was so like painful to go through that I'm not even that I would give away what the reward that I got out of that, especially songs like he's got songs for days. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. It was really interesting to hear that. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. It's like, how much of those things sounds cool to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not John Mayer. You know what I mean? Whatever.
But let's get back to let's get to where you started. How old were you when you started music, and what did you start on or start doing?
Okay. I watched School of Rock whenever School of Rock came out, 2004.
Yeah.
And then I got obsessed with music, and I just like quit hockey, quit baseball, like it kind of switched pretty immediately from sports to music.
Because of that movie.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. That's pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah.
And what was it? What was the first instrument? Guitar?
Drums was my first, the first thing that I kind of tried to play. And then I kind of started playing drums and guitar and bass like simultaneously and just kind of learning the songs in the movie, literally, and just recording myself on little cassettes and things like that. So I kind of picked drums and guitar up around the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say guitar is your main instrument?
Not really. I don't feel like I'm like a technically great guitar player. Like I don't really know how to do leads and things like that. Like my fingers just don't innately know where to go for things like that. Like I have to sit down and figure it out. And I don't know what my main instrument is. I think my main instrument is like this what comes out of the finished like multi-track. Like I don't really pride myself on any one instrument being like my thing.
Okay.
I'll say.
Yeah. You just like to make a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then it's all one big instrument.
It's all one big instrument to me.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you guys are a 4-piece?
Yes.
So are you primarily, I guess, rhythm guitar.
Yeah, and so in that configuration, the 4-piece, it's me, Brendan, Grady, and Brandon. I'm just filling in the like we on all the recordings that we've done in that configuration. I'm panned hard right, Brendan's panned hard left, and then there's like things in the middle here and there. But for the most part, it's just the two guitars. It's kind of like the AC/DC recipe, right? Where Malcolm's on the left, Angus is on the right, and they just kind of play off of each other. And
yeah.
One's lead, one's rhythm, and I'm obviously like more of the rhythm player.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll like some songs you would control more of the lead, maybe?
Yeah, not really. every time I try to do, I'll know where a lead should maybe go.
Yeah.
But like Brendan's ideas on lead guitar and just like making guitars do things that aren't just the obvious thing.
Yeah.
Like that's his realm, whereas I can kind of go, I know where the meat and potatoes of this should be.
Yeah.
I know where it should go big. I know where it should kind of maybe feel smaller. I know where this type of guitar part, maybe melody should go. But as far as coming up with them, he's much better at that than I am.
Where do you get your inspiration from for the music that you guys make? What are some of your favorite musicians or?
Well, it's different. Like I came up on I came up on rock. I feel like rock is just like that word, whatever that means. I know it can mean a lot of different things, but I feel like it's just like kind of, I have rock in me. Like it always goes to that gear of like, it always starts to, and I think, I don't know if there's any specific like influence for the music that we're making right now. It's kind of, it just sounds like, I know it's cliche to say it just sounds like us, but it's like, it sounds like us, you know what I mean? Like it sounds like our version of whatever alchemy, whatever we like, like whatever we came up on. We all have different influences. We all have different things that we draw from. Yep. And it's kind of like an amalgamation of that.
So it seems very collaborative when you guys write a song.
Yes, for sure. Like the song that, like the first album we did together, it's a self-titled album, and we called it the Indiana Drones, and we just we highlighted the S on the artwork because the Indiana Drones was kind of like my solo project for a long time, and then we got the guys kind of became more collaborative, and we made that record as a 4-piece band in a short amount of time, and like really made a point of like that's how we're gonna make this album.
What year did that come out?
That was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So that show that you saw us at Craft Heads was probably the first time we had ever played out together, the four of us.
The four of you. But
yes.
You've been recording songs under the name Indiana Drones before that.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you've been putting out, like, just going through the catalog, getting ready for this interview, you have songs on Spotify from 2022, 21, I think, even. Yep. Yeah.
The first album I did was called Fat Elvis Period, and it was a just really, like, punk rock album. It's, like, a super Green Day just ripoff, but I've been, like, I don't know, I feel like that kind of, Green Day was my Beatles from a really early age. Like, I've it's anybody who has known me for any extended amount of time knows all the people that I've ripped off throughout the years. You know what I mean? And it took a long time to kind of find my own voice. So that 2017 album was just kind of like, I was just like a passion thing. Like I just wanted to do it, and I wanted to call it something that wasn't my name, and I wanted it to be a plural band name because I wanted people to think that it was more people than just me doing it. Looking back, it was very much like, it's impossible to separate the Green Day thing from that. So that's not online anymore, but I'm selling it on like Patreon and stuff like that. But I think during those first early years of COVID, 2020, 21 to whatever, I think or just before COVID and then in COVID, I think it started to take on kind of a life of its own, like a little bit more. Like I think it started to sound more like just me. Like, and it took till I was 27, 28 years old for that to happen, because it's just shedding all the influence and the peripheral and just stuff that you don't realize you're doing, You know what I mean? As doing anything creative, sometimes you don't realize that, you're copying or you're whatever it is. And it kind of, it's a slowly learning experience. It's just a learning experience.
Was it hard for you to bring the other people into your creative world that was just you? Or was it nice to have them in there to give their input?
Okay, so yeah, I think that was at a point where I was so used to making things on my own. And the process was very much me sitting in front of a computer. Like I did in COVID, the music that I'm referencing it's a body of work called Squalls. And it was like 3 songs. There's a bunch of little EPs that I released during COVID. And I think that's when it started to really feel like it was taking on a personality of its own. And I was finding my voice, not just audibly like the way I sing, but my just what I have to kind of say and how it just innately comes out of me without kind of filtering it or anything and judging it too quickly. And so I got really used to making music in that way. And it was just in front of a computer. I would kind of program some drums and then start building a song like this, not like this.
Yeah. Right?
So I think having the 4 guys come in, it changed everything completely in the way that it kind of had to feel good in the room right away. Like for just us playing, like how do you take this from point A to point B without recording anything and multi-tracking things and adding things? It's just like, okay, let's try and make this sound as good as we can just in the room with the 4 of us, And I think that kind of sense of maybe it's like urgency or something, or just it I don't know, just the need of it having to come to life quicker than you're used to forces you to make decisions quicker and forces you to be more collaborative and more open and just more collaborative.
That's interesting. See, I love being a lone wolf. Like I run my business by myself, and but when it comes to my art projects and the things I'm doing personally, I've always done everything on my own. But as a photographer, you very rarely work with other people in a collaboration, I guess. But I don't know if I could ever do that. That sounds like it's a lot.
Well, I mean, like it's a different art form, right? Like, like I feel like there's collaborative. You're forced to be collaborative in any kind of creative endeavor you do. At the end of the day, like with photography and stuff like that. Do you do a lot of commission work, or is it primarily just stuff like these things, these photos and things like this is like the passion stuff. This is what you go and take photos. For fun. Right. Yeah. The stuff that you have to do for not fun, what would that like? Not to say that you're not doing it for fun, but like
I know what you mean.
Weddings and stuff like that. There is a collaborative nature of that, right? But it's like it's kind of how do I please myself as much as I can with this, and also please just the powers that be in any situation that you have. There are voices that you're forced to kind of be collaborative with and find common ground with.
That's a good way to look at it. See, I was just looking at it from the point of my personal work, but in terms of the business work, the things for clients, you are right. Sometimes people will have ideas or things that they want done that they're asking you to do, and then it like creates a spark of creativity and brings you in a different direction, I guess, that you wouldn't have gone in on your own.
And you can say just kind of trying to bridge the gap between the personal work and the business work, making music with multiple people is kind of like taking those two worlds and going like this, because no matter what, there's going to be differing opinions on things. And like not you don't have the final, like you can drive an idea home and go, this is the way it's going to be. But that kind of ruins the vibe. Like you want it to be loose, but you want to be getting what you need out of it at the same time, but you need it to be loose to have that kind of excitement and creative energy, and that positive energy, kind of that positive momentum is very important. Yeah. Do you play music at all? No. Okay. So I was gonna say, like early on in bands and things like that, it's easy to kind of build these, like I've been in a band since I was in grade school. Like I've always been in different bands and had these different little creative, people that I make music with. And I think it's easy to kind of get in a not talking space with a creative partner. Like not like you're like angry with each other or anything like that, but it's like, it's small creative pushback that when you hear, you start to take it personally or something like that. I think a big deal, a big thing about creating with multiple people is like, this is ideas. This is fun until we have something. So let's keep the fun going longer so that nothing's personal. This is all just, we're making music together here.
Yeah.
So it's like trying not to get down on yourself and, I don't know, take criticism and personally, I think is a big part of it.
Yeah, I see that. When you're writing the songs, the lyrics specifically, because you're the lead singer, are you writing the lyrics for every song, or do the band members help with that too?
The lyrics are me.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as there is like this song Action that just came out, was some of the most collaborative, I think, that me and our bass player Grady have been lyrically. Like, we wrote that song together. And if we sit down, like, me and Brendan wrote a lot of the first self-titled album with the band together. And I kind of make a point of like, okay, if we're going to sit down to write a song, it's 50-50. Like, it's just us. We both wrote this song. We don't really differentiate who wrote the lyrics, who wrote a melody, who came up with this chord. It's like, if we sit down to write it, it's like we both wrote the song.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just the cleanest way to approach that. It's something like that. So with this song Action, that was the approach that me and Grady had, where we just get in a room and just start playing, and just kind of, he started doing like a bass riff, and then I started I oftentimes will just come up with melody first. It's just like, okay, I'm hearing the cadence doing this, and I'm hearing the melody do this, and then kind of, once a first line or something like a phrase comes in that feels good, like a phrase that kind of starts to take on a meaning, you fit that into the kind of cadence or melody that I've been humming or something, and then you build it from there. But yeah, so the lyrics are honestly like the last thing to come together.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, it's like, once you have the cadence and the syllables, and like for Action, it goes, little goes along, man, da, 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 you don't need to go so big. That was that. And for I bet, I don't know exactly, but I bet for 20 minutes, I was just going, something into something, taking into something, I don't want to be your friend. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Da, 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 da. I know that's something. That's catchy, and I know, so yeah, with that song in particular, I remember Grady had this movie playing in the background, Duel at Diablo. It's like a old Western movie. And that song in particular, that really quickly became like me. Okay, I'm gonna speak as a movie director now, and I'm gonna go, little goes a long way. Like, what would I say if I was a movie director directing somebody? And the lyric we came up with was like, little goes a long way. This isn't a stage play. You don't need to go so big. And then from there, it was like, okay, I know what this song's about now. Now I can write the rest. But getting that first, like, something to tell you what it's about that inspires the rest of the song is, I feel like that's the most important thing.
But all of the, or most of the instrumental was already done for the most part.
The chords and the main essence of it, okay. I feel like.
And it gets fine-tuned later.
It gets fine-tuned later, but the basic chords of it and the changes and how the melody is going to finish itself at the end of the verse. And then, yeah, like, I feel like that stuff kind of fills in as you go, as you start to like finish the song or produce the song. Decisions like that become more important. But I feel like in the initial, sit down, in the initial puke of the idea, you want to get the kind of what you're trying to say and the cadence and the melody locked into place.
And where did the idea to have Gavin make the video that he made come from?
So as soon as we wrote that song, we were looking at, I immediately, actually, right when we came up with that first verse, the little goes a long way, the blah, 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 me as the, film director, like directing something, and not me, but like a character in the song. Like,
yeah.
Like very quickly, I was thinking about the movie The Fabelmans. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's basically Steven Spielberg's like a loose biopic of Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
It's not exactly him as that character, but in the beginning of the movie, there's these clips, and in the trailer of the movie, there's a lot of great clips of a young filmmaker like making movies on Super 8 and making westerns and like, using ketchup for blood and like just like these little film tricks and I was seeing that the trailer for this movie kind of playing as we were finishing the song, because it's just the visual fit the lyric just so on the nose. Like, usually with a music video, you try to not do exactly what the lyric is saying.
Yeah.
You try to kind of come up with a parallel story that can work as a metaphor for what maybe the song is saying, and vice versa. They kind of talk to each other in a loose way. Mm-hmm. But with this, it felt very, very necessary and very very fitting that the video was exactly what the song was about. So with Gavin, me and Gavin had been talking for a while and just kind of loosely talking about like music videos we should make, and just, I chew off his ear constantly about like just cameras and just stuff that I'm interested in that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So, I just kind of said, what if we make a video of you making a video of us? And it would be just this simple thing, like an Inception thing, like where, it's just basically a behind the scenes video and you're the star, not the band. And he loved the idea, but he like took it like way further and like went through like all of his old footage of like behind the scenes stuff of like over 150 music videos and like the films he's made, and just just really like put a montage together of just really cool moments, and you can feel like you feel how much heart he put into that. I feel like as soon as you start doing something that is a reflection of yourself, or you're kind of, it's like you start to just put everything into it, and you can really, I don't know, I know he put his heart into it, and you can see it and you can feel it. And that's what we were after.
Yeah, you can tell, like, just the amount of time he spent getting everything together for that must have been insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But that's a really cool concept that you guys kind of put together.
Yeah.
The video turned out sweet.
Thanks, man.
Really cool. You've been promoting that song so much on your socials over the past, month since it's been out, putting out these little reels and snippets and creative ways to share it every day. How do you feel about having to make content like that? Do you enjoy making that kind of content, or do you do it because you feel like you have to?
I'm trying to develop a relationship with it right now, is the honest question. Is the honest answer. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I go through spurts of being really inspired by it, because like you get to control the visuals that are going behind your song. You get to control what's going out to the, not that there's a lot of eyes on it or anything, but social media is kind of our little window into the world.
Yeah.
So, and I get to control that. So it's like what I mean by that, I guess, is like back in the day, like making music videos was maybe the social media, like back in the early days of like MTV and stuff like that. You see old videos of like Nirvana and like bands like that going like, we play live only, we don't do music video. Not that there's verbatim, that's what anyone said, but that general gist of like bands wanting to be real bands and play live, and like the fact of miming their song for a music video was cheap and new and foreign and kind of like, so like now we came up on music videos. That's second nature. Miming a song for a music video, that's no problem. But now doing these little snippets, these little, you see bands promoting their stuff in all kinds of creative ways and stuff like that. I feel like it's a musician's instinct to push back on that and go, oh, that's not how I want to do it. I want to make the music, and I want people to love it for what it is and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I get that sentiment too, but I also get the sentiment of like, dude, you're in control of what goes out to the world, you know, and you're in control of how much of it and how little of it. And like, it can be an inspiring thing to me. Like, you know, and that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. I'm just trying to develop some kind of relationship with it, and find a way to do it that feels, you know, close to me. Find a way to do it that doesn't feel foreign or doesn't feel kind of like I'm cheapening anything. It just feels like a good representation of like, this is what we do. Like, you know, I want people to like my music. You know, I love it. You know, it's like I get it. I get excited by the fact of other people hearing it. You know, so I don't know. It's different. I have this conversation with a lot of people just because it's, you know.
I feel like that's the biggest thing for any artist in any medium in 2026 is, do you want to make this content to share your work more? You know, a lot of people don't want to, and I understand like not wanting to do it, but it's cool. It seems like you found a way where you can get inspired by it, and do it in your own way. I recently, you know, I've toyed with making reels for years and did it and stopped for my personal work. I mean, and over the past few months, I found an avenue that I really actually enjoy doing.
What's that?
I do, it's kind of just an ongoing series called 1 Minute Days. And I just pick something, a lot of like travel content or even stuff around here. And I just pick a subject and I just film it kind of like a day in the life, but they're only 1 minute and they're really quick around one subject.
Yeah.
And I've been having a lot of fun doing it.
See, that's like a unique thing. You came up with that. And you get so much validation of like when something that you've come up with and that you're excited about gets even a little bit of praise or is seen by, it's like, it's so validating because it's like, it feels unique to you. It's not like you going like, okay, what's the trend right now? Let's try and copy that so that we can kind of fit in with just the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
But when it's something that feels really genuine, out of the gate and then is kind of validated by other people, I feel like that's where the positive momentum comes from.
Yeah. And it's been super fun. I love it. And a lot of them, I share my photos at the end of it. So I'm still, you know, getting my workout in that way. But I feel like with Instagram, especially in 2018, I wasn't as good as I am now, and I put out photos and they would get so many likes and whatever, and then over the years it's just dwindled and gotten smaller and smaller and smaller with just putting out photos. And then ever since I started putting these out, they've done really well, and then it's actually brought in like just the standard photos that I'll share in between the videos have started to do a lot better too and reach more people.
Right.
And it's just kind of a cool snowball. And
yeah,
it's been
like people have to hear of you somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have to, something's gotta poke its head through so that people can kind of, okay, find you, and then they can find all the other stuff that you're doing too. But you know, it's the same thing I think about all the time. It's like, what's that thing that, I don't know. We can talk in circles about this all the time, but I think a lot of it is just staying open and just accepting the fact that I don't have an answer. I don't know what's going to work. Nobody does. So like, just make things and put it out as much as you can. And, yeah.
No, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So you were saying before we started that you guys have a ton of new songs coming out. Over the course of the spring, summer? How many songs do you have?
Over the course of the spring and summer, there's 5 songs coming out. Action is the first. There's one coming out on the 12th, Monday the 12th. No, not Monday. It doesn't matter. It's coming out on
May 12th.
May 12th. Is it a Monday?
Tuesday.
That one's called Phantom. There's going to be 3 more after that. And the idea is, like I said before, we wanted to do something a little different than we did with the previous album. With the previous album, we put up a song. I think it ended up being a song a month for the year, but we didn't make content. We didn't really, promote it much. We just we made a couple little videos per song. With this one, it's very, intentional that we wanted a video to post every single day of the song. So like every day for the month.
Damn.
Yeah. We've got we got like one video would be like verse 1. One video would be like the second half of verse 1. The next video would be a chorus. And then you kind of break the song up into those little sections. And I don't know, that just seems to be the name of the game right now. Like that's how kind of people are finding music is a section of the song will, find people, not the whole song. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it maybe, I don't know if it's just attention spans being smaller, or if that's just the way social media kind of makes people have to create, but it's just the shorter clips seem to be, the name of the game right now.
They're cool. Like I just watched the one of you, with the sugar.
Yeah.
In the coffee.
Yeah.
And like you didn't play very much of the song, but it was still, that was a cool video and it looked sweet, and I don't know, I like that one.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm working with a friend of mine with this release, like I said, we wanted to do something different than the album we did before. And that to us was working with people who are actually going to guide us in how to promote it, rather than just, us being like, I think we should probably post about it more, but then not having the things to post. So we worked with this guy, two guys, my buddy Tyler and Brandon. They have a label called Golden Hour Sound. They're out of Toronto, and they kind of helped us put this little plan together for the release, and are helping doing some of the marketing and stuff like that. And I don't know what's going to come of it. I keep saying it, but I'm just trying to learn something, like this is new territory for me. I know how to make the music. I love doing that.
Yeah.
But as far as releasing the music, that's a different thing entirely. You know? I'm sure well. I know how to take photos. You know how to make things that feel, yes, this is the thing. This is it. This is great. How to make that translate or find its way to other eyes is a different game entirely.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it doesn't even matter what you do. The person who's better at business and marketing is going to be better than the person who's not,
Yeah. And the other thing is like putting yourself out there is really scary to a lot of people, and to me. And it's like, putting something and putting your name behind it and going, this is my new thing. Like that's a scary thing. It just is like, so trying to kind of soften that, bridge the gap of like creative to now, promotion. It's like two opposing worlds where one feels plastic. It feels, cheap and whatever. I don't want to dull down this creative thing that I've made, but like, I also want people to see it. So like at some point you kind of gotta come to terms with it. And like I keep saying, is just develop some kind of relationship with it that feels genuine to you, so that it doesn't feel like work. Because if it's a daily, if it's a daily grind with this content and keeping your presence up on social media, you burn out really, really quick. So I don't know, just trying to implement it into my life in a way that feels genuine and feels sustainable is where I'm at right now.
So while you're doing this and you're promoting these new songs and putting out these new songs, do you guys have any shows coming up in the next few months?
Yeah, we got a couple of Windsor shows coming up. May 20th, we are going to be at Meteor.
Cool.
And May 16th, Denial was on your...
He's having his party.
We're playing it.
Sick.
Yeah. So
he told me about it. I was there yesterday.
Okay.
And he told me about it. I'm shooting a wedding that day, so.
Oh, okay. Got it.
That's sick.
Yeah, that should be a good time. I mean, everything that, he's just a super like, just creative dude, and I love talking to him about just art and just like.
He has more ideas than anybody.
He's an ideas guy. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But he executes them too,
dude. And I have huge respect for anybody who's able to kind of live a creative life like that, but not just say they're doing it, like actually do it,
legitimately do it.
Yeah, so it's an honor to be to be playing that party because the venue sounds sick, and
Yeah, are you guys gonna play upstairs, outside, or on the main floor?
I'm
inside?
not sure. I'm not sure yet, but
that's gonna be fun though.
Doing it, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's. I don't want to say too much before he announces it all, but yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be sick. So then you're gonna play 5 days later at Meteor on the Wednesday or whatever day it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what else you got coming up?
As far as live shows and stuff like that, there's not much. We're just gonna release the music, and we were doing some monthly trips to Toronto. We were doing like the Horseshoe on Sundays, like once a month. Might do some more stuff like that. But as far as like touring opportunities and things like that, I would love to. That's not something that's on the books right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. So that's what you're doing. Are you guys making any new music at the moment, or yeah?
Yeah. I'm always. That's one thing too that I kind of plays into what I was talking about before with the social media and releasing music, is that making music and releasing music are two different worlds. So they have to be staggered time-wise in order to do it, I think, effectively. Like, I've got more projects on the go right now. Like, I got 2 other albums I'm working on right now that I'm really excited about, but it's like we have to honor the thing that we made last year with putting effort into releasing it properly, because you're never going to be like, make the thing that you're super excited about and then tomorrow release it. Well, I guess you can nowadays. You can just like make a song and put it on TikTok and get that immediate validation. I don't know. There's no right way to do it, but I'm just learning that the two are very staggered. Like, making the music, make the music, finish the music, yes, then release it. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm circling all over the place.
That's okay. No, I understand what you're saying. So essentially you're just, it's two different worlds, and then you have to clash them together. But sometimes you just keep making music, and then you feel like maybe
forget to put out the music,
yeah,
or at least forget to put it out in an effective way where it's gonna be.
Or feel like you didn't put enough effort into putting it out,
exactly,
and then feeling bad about it.
Then being like, "What do you like? This is great. What's going on? Like, why aren't these songs doing better than they were? Because I didn't put effort into releasing it properly. Like, it's a whole different thing, and like." My brain left to my own devices. I'll just write songs, make things, and just, I'll spend all the time doing that, and then I'll half-ass put them out. You know what I mean?
That's the thing to half-ass. If you're gonna half-ass one, at least.
I guess. But then it's like, I don't know. Like,
I get it.
What's it for?
Yeah.
You start to feel like it's like making things in a vacuum. It's like, without.
Like, what's the purpose of it?
What's the purpose of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why am I just making, and then not sharing anything?
Yeah. I feel like you owe it to yourself in a way to share it, and at least kind of that allows you to kind of grow. And
there's so many different ways, like, to share it. Like you said, like, you could just put it out right away on social media. You could go freaking crazy and make a music video. You could have a show and play a whole new album. You can actually put out a whole album. Mm-hmm. There's so many avenues. Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah. I don't have any answers. I'm just trying to say what's kind of the immediate where I'm at right now, musically, and that's it. Where'd you guys record these new 5 songs? Where do you do all that at? So I have a studio at my house, in the basement, and we mainly record there. It was mixed by someone else in Toronto, but for the most part, like the first album that we did, I was still at my parents' house, so we made it in like my childhood bedroom, and like, it wasn't professional by any means, but I don't know, it kind of just created that vibe of like hanging out, playing, and I think that
was a main element of that first album that we did. So with this second one, we kind of maybe we're a little bit more dialed in the way that like, okay, we want to like outdo ourselves a little bit. We want to kind of grow from the last one. So, but as far as the recording process, it was pretty much the same.
When you send things off to get mixed and mastered, are you sending them the multi-track files for each individual recording, or did you already put that together on your own?
So in the past, do you know Marty here in town?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He's mastered all my stuff. So I would send him just I would mix it, and then I would send him just the 2-channel wave or whatever.
Okay.
And he was able to, he's that kind of final stamp of approval, that final, however many % of, just a master. Like I still sometimes struggle to know exactly what goes into mastering. It's a whole art in itself because like you're limited as to what you can do with a 2-channel track. But with this last EP that's coming out, I didn't mix it. Like I sent the multi-track to answer your question.
Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
And that was mixed from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, the only reason I know about multi-tracks, I guess, is from this podcast. Like everything we're recording is on its own channel and then put it all together. And it is nice to be able to, like I could just put out the studio recording, probably for this one because we're talking at around the same volume.
Yeah.
But when we're not, I can't do that. And then.
Okay. Put out the studio recording versus like you would have to go in there and like manually automate people's voices up and down.
Which I pretty much do on everyone.
You do on everyone. So after you record a podcast, how many hours goes into the editing and everything after that?
Well, I think you're like number 56. So I've done it a lot now. And I also am a videographer is my career.
Yeah.
So I do work with audio. So I'm pretty fast. It doesn't take me that long. I think I can put out a whole podcast in like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm pretty quick.
Yeah.
But we also don't, it's just straightforward, So the camera, like I put the clip in Premiere, I put in, I'll add in mic 1, mic 2, the sounds from like the extra.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
That just got recorded on a separate channel.
Got it. And so in real time, you can hit that audio and it'll play, as opposed to having to go in there later and line it up to where you want it to be. Like you can record everything. Like what else you got on there?
All like these things.
Yeah.
I don't use any of them.
Okay.
It's whatever came stock. So the laugh track. I can put whatever I want on it, but this is like I actually put this one on here. Yeah.
Is that the intro music?
Yeah, and the extra
and the outro music.
Yeah,
cool.
So it's just a 10-second thing.
Did you when you started doing the podcast, like, did it take you a long time to just be able to talk like we're talking in life, or is it like when the red light's on and when you hear the mic, it's like? Is there like an innate sense of like nervousness? Like, what am I saying right now?
The first few I was a little nervous for, especially like getting like losing your thoughts and getting stuck. Like whenever you're done talking, I have to be ready to go right away. So that kind of made me nervous at first, but after this long, no. I did go to school for journalism, so I kind of learned how to interview there. And I am just a genuinely curious person. Like I have a bunch of questions written out. I've only looked down and asked you like 2 of them, and the rest I just asked based off curiosity and covered most of them anyway.
Because I feel like I don't know if I feel natural talking to you right now, but like I feel like when the red light's on and the mic's going and everything, it's like I just feel like I don't know what I'm saying right now. So like I'll get to the end of what I'm saying and be like, I hope what I said was good, but it's hard to turn that off and like take your natural ability to just communicate as a person and bring it to an environment where it's going to be listened to by other people. Like that's a.
Yeah, no, I get it. The first time I was ever interviewed, I was interviewed on the radio by Dan McDonald, I think on AM 800, like 11 years ago. I had my first art show and he brought me in the studio and interviewed me, and it was like 10 minutes, but it wasn't live. But then he played it on his show on the Sunday, and I was like, nothing I said made fucking sense at all. Like there's no way what I said makes any sense. And I was so nervous to listen to it. I almost didn't listen. And I listened. I was like, oh wait, it actually did make sense. Like, it's not as bad as you thought it was.
Okay. So it's kind of like at the end of a show, like there's a metaphor here, but like at the end of the show, all you focus on is the chord that you hit wrong or the lyric that you couldn't remember or whatever. And watching videos back of the show, you're like, oh, that was actually a much smaller moment than I made that up to be in my head.
Yeah, I'm sure I've obviously never played a live show, but I could see that being the same thing. Or sometimes I'll look back on a podcast and I'll be like, ooh, I think I did this wrong on it or whatever. But then you listen back and it's not as bad as you thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure after like 56 of them, it's like you're kind of in the zone. It's a part of your life and it's something you're used to now.
Yeah, it's smooth sailing. It's pretty smooth sailing. But I don't really listen back to the podcast very much. The only thing I listen to the technical aspect of it. I'm listening to how loud we are in editing that, but I definitely do not. I'm not going to sit there and listen to this whole conversation I just had.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes it is good for like whenever I'm putting like the shorts together or in the reels, it is nice for me to actually go back and watch because I pick up on things that I don't like, and I make sure I leave a note not to do those things anymore.
Got you.
Yeah. Always trying to, especially when listening to a podcast, especially if I'm listening to somebody else's podcast and something annoys me, I make sure that I don't do that on mine.
Right. Like it's hard right off the hop to not talk over each other. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing.
My thing, and I have a note here before we start, and it's always been like that. It says, let them talk as long as they want. And I try not to do, and sometimes it feels weird for you when I don't do it, but if you're talking and you're going on a 5-minute tangent, I don't like to go, yeah,
because it's just, you're listening to someone talk with somebody in your neck going, yeah, okay, what else? Yeah. It's like that's not a natural human way to hear somebody speak.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I try not to do that. But then at the same time, you're talking for 5 minutes and the guest will keep looking up at me and I have to engage with them. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll just like do maybe a nod.
Yeah.
Or I'll just sneak in a small little,
Yeah.
But I try not to do that because I listen to a podcast that's annoying as hell when somebody's going, because you don't care about the host, you care about the guest. So you want to hear what they have to say.
Yes and no. I feel like people listen to podcasts sometimes because of the questions that the host will ask. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like their just general perspective or general like outlook is kind of sometimes the draw, and then the guests are like help drive that outlook through different guests and different questions and things like that, and you get conversation that happens. But I don't know. I feel like people could listen to podcasts for just to hear about you and your life. Do you talk a lot about yourself?
Only if I want to relate to you, or if you ask me.
Got you.
But I typically try not to set myself up to talk about me because I've done 56 episodes. I'm in every single one.
Yep.
I've talked about a lot of things that I've wanted to talk about, I guess. And I want people to be interested in the guest, I guess, instead of being interested in me. So I don't know, it feels weird you don't want to be the center of attention, I guess. I just want to bring light to all the creatives we have in the city. And people probably don't want to hear about me all the time, but they also, I'm sure they do sometimes because they want to know who this person is interviewing everybody, I guess. Actually, there is another question I wanted to ask. So you're playing at Meteor, you're playing at Denial's Place. What are some of your favorite venues around at Windsor and Essex County?
I mean, Fog has to be number one.
Yeah.
Because I used to play there every Tuesday, and to me, it's just like a place to get outside my own head. I'm playing there on Monday, and like I said, I have a few different projects going. Like I have a few different versions of the Indiana Drones kind of going. Like I'm working. Do you know Derek Impens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Working on an album with him. It's kind of like a duo thing. Grady's doing some pedal steel on it. So we're doing a show on Monday in that configuration. The configuration with the 4 guys is that's kind of its own thing. And the music that we're releasing right now is that. It's the 4 of us, Brandon LaFrancois on drums, Grady on bass, Brendan on guitar. But in order for me to kind of keep my sanity, I feel like I need these kind of different creative outlooks. Like I'm making this album with Derek. I have this album with the 4 guys being released. I'm making an album with my buddy Travis Latham, who does a lot of the photo and video stuff for us. He plays drums. We have, a group of songs going together. Got some songs going with my dad playing drums.
Cool.
So it's like, I kind of made the decision to stop being so precious about songs, because it's like, it kind of goes back to what we were saying before, but it's easy to think that the last thing that you made is like the best. No, forget everything I've done. This is what I want you to know me by.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. It's just, it's a selfish thing it's kind of a selfish thing, because you have to honor the things that you've done that made you get to that one, and then be excited about this one coming out eventually. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, so in order for me to not like take that song and go, I don't know, I just get too excited about the latest and greatest thing, and then being less precious about the songs and bringing them to these different projects help me to not do that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's like, it's, I can write a song and then I'm not scared that that's like the last song I'm going to write.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, I did that. I know I can do that again in a different setting. Like, and just kind of having faith that that's a continuum. It's not like something that's like, this is the best thing ever. Nothing can, this is what's going to define me. It's like, I don't really get to know that. Like, I just keep going. And that's why I do it at the end of the day too, because it's like, I have this kind of innate, like, it's my means of maybe communicating with just the world, is like, I feel like that's kind of my purpose or my place in the world. That's kind of where I start to feel like a functioning person, is when I'm being creative and it's growing and I'm able to kind of do that regularly. So as long as I remember, like, that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Those other questions of like, hey, is this the best song, or is this the best song, or is this the best sound, or is this the best, those questions kind of fall into place if I just remember, like, hey, you're going to be doing this a lot no matter what. So let the music breathe. Let the things that are the, most inspiring, or the hottest songs, or the things that feel the most urgent, let those rise to the occasion, and they will organically, and they will have their time to come out and shine properly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. It sounds like you're always trying to make something new in terms of recording songs and working with other people, and just that's where your passion lies, is the making of the song. For sure. And yeah.
Absolutely.
What about playing live?
That's another thing that is like, very, very rewarding, and that I want to do more of. That's the other thing that I was saying Fog was a great place for, is that you get to kind of just go try new things there. Like, sometimes it's like when I was playing there every Tuesday, sometimes there would be people, sometimes there wasn't, but I just got to play all the new songs that I was writing, and I just had an outlet for it. It's like an outlet at the end of the day.
Yeah. You don't play there on Tuesdays anymore?
No, Mondays, we're doing more Mondays now.
Which is regular open mic?
Regular open mic, but we do before open mic. We'll do from like 8 to 10. We'll put a show together. Like the last one we did was myself and Mike Hargraves. We just did a little show, ended right at like 10:15 or something like that, and then they do the open mic.
Gotcha.
So that's what we're doing this Monday, and it's going to be like twice a month or something like that. We're going to try and do it, as opposed to every week.
They're still doing open mic every week though, right?
Yeah.
And what was the Tuesday you were always playing? What is that, electric open mic?
Oh, I don't know, but that's going back like over a year now. So I don't know what.
How long did you do that for?
2 years.
2 years, every Tuesday.
Every single Tuesday.
That's sweet though.
And a lot of nights I would just play for 3 hours straight. Just me and an acoustic guitar, just looking at my songbook and just playing songs. And that was cool. And like I said, it was like a good outlet to like, okay, I wrote a song this week. Let's throw it in and see how it feels. And then it kind of, it's this incubator. You get to go there every week and kind of, it felt like going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, get to go, this is what I'm doing for the next 2 to 3 hours. And this is a chance to, you know, play and show people and hear an in the room reaction to stuff that I had been working on that week.
It keeps you fresh and
it keeps you fresh. And it's something I always say this, like it's better when something's like implemented into your life than to go like, okay, starting next month, I'm going to do this every day. And let's go. This is a new change. This is the new me. Like, it's better to have it as part of the week so that it's just part of your life. Like, there is no struggle to it doesn't feel like work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. It's better to just do things and just continuously do it instead of planning for it to happen and then it not happening. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have to go every Tuesday, then you go every Tuesday and then you do it. And
Exactly. It felt like going to the gym. I think it just ran its course because there's only like me sitting there with an acoustic guitar for 3 hours is like, it's cool for a little while, you know? But I think now I'm kind of getting a little more creative with the shows and stuff like that. And the you know, having the different guys that I'm playing with there and doing it as a show, like where it's like, okay, this person's doing a set, then this person's doing a set, then I do a set, so that people that do come out, it's not just the same thing for, you know, 2.5 hours. It's like you get a little 25-minute set, another 25-minute set, and then I'll do my set. And it's just, there's some variety for people. And just, better.
What are some of your big dreams? What do you want to see for yourself as a musician or this band?
Well,
not to put you on the spot.
No, I'm not. I realistically, like, I just want to be able to do this more. I think I'm like, I've always had like a pretty obsessive personality, and like when I get into something, I really get into something. And this is like just been like, anybody who, like I said, who's known me for a long time just knows that this is what I do. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's sometimes I think it's embarrassing, and then sometimes I think it's like I'm so proud of it, and then it just weaves its way between that. It's like it weaves its way between it's embarrassing that I spend so much time doing this with no return. And then I go, well, no, wait, just give it a second. This next stuff is really good. And then it's like that. I'm just always between those two things, and there's always a next thing. So I'm always just obsessed about the next thing and excited about the next thing, and I don't really think about it.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
You know? Keep yourself busy and creative. That's the only way to be, you know?
I think so. I think for certain types, certainly it is the only way to be. And I think whatever I got going on, I kind of need to be constantly doing that, being creative and having those kind of outlets for that creativity or something.
Yeah. I'm the same way, just with a different outlet. Like, all I'm doing tonight is working on art and personal projects now that the work day is done. You know?
Do you allot time for that, or is it like
just all the time? Yeah,
all the time.
I allot time for other things.
Okay, got it. So if you have, you know, no projects on the go, or not an immediate deadline in the next couple of days, you're working on something that. And what is that?
I try not to set any deadlines that I can't achieve, like close deadlines for like personal projects, because I want to rush. So a general day for me, I run the business and I work until 4 or 5 o'clock. If I have nothing to do afterwards, usually I'll have dinner with my wife, and then I usually come back out here for a good hour and a half, and that's when I work on personal projects. And then I go back in, I spend the night with her. Mm-hmm. So that's just like an average day. So that's only like an hour and a half of like my artwork time. Mm-hmm. And then on a day off on the weekend, it's usually like out here until noon. So like 4 hours of, just like making art and having fun. And then I'll go do something active because I can't do that anymore. And then I'll probably spend maybe a little bit more time doing some artwork at like a coffee shop or something. And then that's it. I'll go hang out with my friends and do whatever. That's like a normal week of working on art projects. So that I probably put in, I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 hours a week doing stuff that I want to do.
Right.
But then like when I'm in bed before I go to bed, I'm watching photography videos. When I wake up, I'm watching photography videos. Like, when I'm sitting on the couch with her, I'm reading a book about photography. Like that's just all I do.
What is your ideal? Like, what is your dream? Like, I'll ask you the same question. What is it? Is it the photography?
Yeah, I think like I'm happy with how things are going now. It would be nice to, maybe get a bigger following to a point where I've put out some books on my own that I self-published and printed and had shows and paid for and everything.
Books of photography, photographs.
Photo books.
Got it.
Yeah. It would be nice to maybe be big enough one day where a publisher wanted to do it for me, or do a collaborative show in a bigger city with more well-known artists, like somewhere like New York, which is like a big hub for photographers, one of the biggest. It'd be cool to have a show there with somebody else or something like that. I guess those would be like big dreams. But I'm cool just doing it on my own in Windsor and having fun.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously like busy enough and like able to sustain yourself. And that's like the biggest win like that you could ask for.
That's true. Yeah. I just see them in it's funny how I see them in such different lights. Like the business is, it's photography, but it's like such a different thing for me, which is probably why I don't get burnt out.
Because you're able to hard switch between the two worlds. Yeah. And that's interesting. Yeah. Like compartmentalizing it to where this is like, you don't want to reduce it to like, okay, this is this amount of money. I got to do this, but you kind of do in your own mind, especially when you're doing a job. It's like a commission type of thing where because I do like, I have a studio and I record people and produce, different artists and things like that. And, I'm kind of in that last ditch effort to join the two of like, how do I make my daily life be, also be the creative like passion projects? Like how do I make those dance in a way that is where I can be passionate about what I'm doing every single day? I guess I think I just put that together in my mind.
Good.
That's maybe the goal is to like, how do I join those two worlds? And like that plays into what we were, I know you have other questions there, but that kind of plays into what we were originally talking about too, with the social media and like promoting your music versus making the music. It's like, why are there always and is it just a musician's or a creative person's instinct to compartmentalize the two of like, this is the thing that I have to do. And I always find like the best music that you make is like the stuff that you make when you're supposed to be doing something else. Do you ever find that? It's like, I got to finish this thing because I was hired to do this or whatever, but you start a song and then it's like, oh, like I shouldn't be doing this right now. And it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like there's an urgency to it or something like that. I get stuck in those loops.
I can see that. I don't deal with that myself because it's a little bit different medium, but I can see how that would work. But when I'm doing my stuff for my clients, I love that too, though. Like that's super fun to me, and it's great. It's totally different, but I do really like it, and it keeps my doing both of the things, the business side and the personal side, keeps my skills so sharp. When you say
business, is it like photography? Is it your photography business?
Yeah, photo and video.
Photo and video.
Weddings, commercial work, families, clients, headshots, all that stuff. Yeah.
Does it teach you things about how to about workflow and how to operate in your personal creative passion?
Yeah, for sure.
It teaches you how to get something done.
Yeah, and they both bring things into each other.
Yes, agreed.
Skills that work both ways. It always keeps me sharp. Like when I go out and take pictures for personal work, it might be months. Like I'll go on a trip and I'll shoot like crazy for a week and then I don't shoot anything. I'm just working on that stuff. But I'm not shooting for 3 months. I shoot every day.
Yeah.
So I never feel rusty with the camera.
it keeps the kind of machine oiled.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of ready to go when you have those moments of inspiration to kind of delve into your own personal passion projects. But it's like, I find that too with mixing a song for somebody else, producing a song for somebody else. Like I do a lot of like speaking of Marty, like he just had me do they're doing a bunch of songs for sync and film and TV and things like that. And he needed a voice on them. So he would just send me Pro Tools sessions every day. I would sing the track, send it back to him. And just simple things like just completing a job, getting something done is really rewarding in itself.
Yeah. Checking things off a list.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just kind of, like we said, it just kind of keeps the machine well oiled and yeah.
The biggest benefit to me, I think, that my business is also my passion is if I had a real job and I just did photography for fun, like because it's my job, I have all the professional stuff and I get to use it for the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like you can justify buying this thing because it's like, this is I got to use this for work, for my life.
Yeah.
But then now you have now you're all set up when it's time to
programs too.
Yeah.
Like I have the paid version of all the Adobe products I have all this stuff and I get to use it for fun too, which is super sweet, you know?
Do you do video, a lot of obviously video editing and
which is why the podcast is easy for me.
Music videos?
I've actually never really done a music video, but I make commercials. Like I just, I do commercials for companies all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I'll do a music video.
Okay, let's do it. We got to do it.
Yeah. Maybe something more in terms of like a personal project. Like, I would do a music video. Sounds sick.
How do you join the two worlds of cause that's like a conversation that I like to have with like new creative, just partners or just people like how do you do something truly mutually beneficial? Like I feel like what I did with Gavin with his music video for Action was something that was truly like a mutual effort. How would you do something like that with photo and music?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I just do whatever the project is, whether it's personal or business related. I still feel like I approach it the same way. I just try my best and try to be as creative as I can. Just what I'm shooting changes. Mm-hmm. I think that's the only thing that really changes. Not my effort or the way I shoot or approach it. Just what the content is. Like the photos that I make for fun. I like to go for walks in the desert.
Yeah, well, like looking at that, it's like you could just look at that photo all day, and I'm very visual when I'm like when we are making music with the band for sure. We have like movies playing and shit all the time, and it's just better to think with like 65% of your brain than 100% of your brain all the time because you're operating a little bit more on instinct, and you're not really giving yourself time to judge yourself in the moment. You're kind of letting it kind of come out of you naturally. There's all the time in the world to judge it later. What I'm getting at is like, you could literally like write an album with just looking at a photo like that. You know what I mean? Like there's so much in that. I love photos that say something very specific and I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think kind of what you said about using 65% of your brain, I think mastering your craft and your tools, like obviously playing guitar to you it's like it's a part of your body.
Yeah.
And taking a picture for me, it's like it's a part of my body. Like I'm not thinking about any of the settings or the technical aspects. Like you're just playing guitar, it's just flowing. And I think that that's a great way to make work once you get that good at something that you can just flow with it and relax.
It's not like, okay, where do I start?
Yeah.
You're already in it. Absolutely.
Oh, if this happens, what do I do? Mm-hmm. You don't have to think about that anymore. You just play guitar.
Yeah. It's just part
chilling.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just, you know.
I feel like you have to be kind of relaxed. Like if you're rigid about it, in the visual world, it maybe looks rigid, and in the musical world, it sounds rigid. Like it's like there should be a looseness to it.
Yeah, and I think that comes with confidence.
Okay.
or maybe or just being comfortable with what all the tools you're using.
Yeah.
And just being able to just be as creative as you can, like not having to worry like, oh, if this happens, I don't know how to deal with it, or what do I do in this situation on stage or something. And it's just good to just be able to go into, like for a wedding day, for example, like I've been shooting weddings for 12 years. I've run into every problem, situation, scene, setting you could ever come across. And I'm not worried. I'm obviously always super tuned in because it's a wedding and it's so serious. But I'm not worried that I can't do something. So I can just go in and just be creative and like take a second to not just take every picture just like dead on and not creative. Like I can move around and take a second.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
that's nice.
It's like you said, confidence. It's like, in order to have confidence, you kind of have to just throw yourself into it and make it, you have to do in order to be confident in doing. Like it's like like we talk about this sometimes with the band, like there's certain things where, I mean, I'm getting better at it now, having been doing this for a while, like being on stage. Like you could practice a song all you want, get the muscle memory down, and then you put yourself on stage in a situation where you're nervous or something about it, just, it's like, and then all that shit goes out the window, and there's this certain element of it that you just can't rehearse for. You can't just sit in your basement and rehearse for certain things. Like you can and you can't, but like being on stage a lot is the only real practice for being on stage, right? That's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah. The only no, 100%. It's like a fighter. Like they can train all they want, but the only experience you get from fighting is being in the actual real fight.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
No, and that just comes with experience. And whatever they say, how long does it take to master something? 10,000 hours? That's bullshit. It takes 100,000 hours.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I forgot more about photography than the average hobbyist will ever know, and I still don't know shit. You know?
That's how I feel about music too. That's what I mean. It's like it goes through stages of I'm embarrassed by how much I give to it, and then I'm completely enthralled and excited by how much I give to it. And it's like I'm always just so endlessly fascinated and excited by it, and I feel like I'm learning so much. It's like every year I do it, I'm like, no, I'm better this year, trust me. It's kind of just what the vibe I feel like I'm giving. But it's like, I don't know, I'm always just, it feels like I'm just always learning so much.
I always say this too. I feel like the more you I don't know, the more you master your craft, the more you realize how bad you are at everything else, and you'll never be even a little bit good at it.
Well, okay, so that's the one thing about Gavin too that I've always been asking him, probably annoying him, but like just asking him so many questions about movies and just cameras and just because I'm fascinated by like making video. Like I love editing video. I don't know what I'm doing at all, but I love editing video, and I love little ideas for little funny videos, or just like music video ideas or promo video ideas, things. And I love that world. And when I listen to somebody talk about film or just another medium that's not music, I learn so much about music.
Yeah.
And
I have this podcast.
I actually prefer listening to people talk about other mediums because it's free excitement and it's free knowledge and it's free perspective that you can apply to my own medium, which is music, but it doesn't get in the way of it because it's not like there's no voices in there to compete with my instinct.
I couldn't agree more. And anyway, that's 100% how I feel, especially with this podcast. Having all you creatives on, musicians, like I get the whole time you're talking, all I'm doing is relating it to how I can use what you said in my craft.
But that's like if I was talking about specifically photo or video or whatever, it's like when I hear, I went through a big phase of listening to people speak about music. I mean, I feel like that's just what I did from a young age to like, what am I getting at? I'm getting at like when I hear people talk about the direct thing that I'm doing, like mixing or like songwriting or producing, it's like, then I start to, those voices will come up when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'll be writing or I'll be producing or I'll be doing something and I'll be like, wait, Jack Antonoff said that, I can't do it this way. Or this person said this, but I'm about to do the opposite. Like I shouldn't do that. Those are voices that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
I truly think that that hinders at a certain point. And learning about other mediums and things like that is a way to get what that does, but it doesn't get in the way of it because it's a different workflow. In
every creative aspect, you can find a way to relate to the medium that you do. So it doesn't even matter. And I've learned that having this podcast and talking to so many different people that like everybody that is passionate about something, I don't even care what it is, it can inspire you for your thing in one way or the other.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creativity breeds creativity.
Yeah, 100%. That is the best way to end up this podcast, I think. Can you just tell everybody where they can find all your stuff?
So all socials are the Indiana Drones, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We have a Patreon now, and it's just the Indiana Drones. Make sure to put and you can stream the music anywhere you listen to music.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Anthony, thank you, man. This was really fun.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks for watching, everybody.